Psalm 147. We left off in the middle of the psalm, and what's unique about the psalm is, the key to the psalm is that David HaMelech is saying that by praising Hashem, and by us praising Hashem, and the angels praising Hashem, we access the deepest levels of Hashem. As he starts out, song is good for Elokeinu, because when you rejoice, like when you rejoice a bride and groom at their wedding, you help them reveal the deepest levels of joy and pleasure. And this completely transforms reality. Because, from our point of view, we look at nature, we see nature and nature as something independent. And even when we come to the realization that nature is not independent, Mother Nature is just a description, it just describes, it doesn't explain anything. But the reality is that nature is just like an axe in the hands of the builder. It's not independent, it's just a tool. But by singing Hashem's praises and by dwelling on these praises, and dwelling on this song and these praises, we come to a much deeper realization. We come to realize that not only is nature not independent and it's like an axe in the hands of the tool of Hashem, but Hashem is everything. Hashem is the axe. Hashem is the one holding the axe. Hashem is the axe. There's nothing besides Hashem. It's not there's Hashem, and then there's nature, and there's the world, and there's reality, and the question is nature independent, or Hashem is running the world, Hashem is in charge, Hashem is in control. It's much deeper than that. There's nothing besides Hashem. Like he says, Hashem is the one who makes the cloud, Hashem covers the cloud, Hashem makes the clouds give rain. When the earth sprouts, it's Hashem. Everything is Hashem. There's nothing besides Hashem. And this is, we reveal that truth and reveal that reality through taking our time and praising Hashem. This is the song, the praise and the song, and the joy and the pleasure that we reveal. It's beyond nature. And this will be revealed as he starts out, when Mashiach will come. Mashiach will come, then this truth will be fully revealed, that everything is Hashem. And that's why it's the Jewish people who are praising Hashem. It's the Jewish people who understand this, appreciate this, and see this, and connect with this truth. Everything in this world appears to be separate, apart, independent, and everyone operates within that framework. It's only the Jew who's like the outsider can step out and realize that it's not the way it seems. Everything is truly Hashem. And so we left off where he says, Shapchi Yerushalayim es Hashem. Praise Yerushalayim, praise Hashem. Hallelujah. Sing, extol, Lekayich, Tzion, Zion, extol your God. Because Hashem is your God. Hashem is the God of the Jews. What does it mean Hashem is the God of the Jews? He's the God of the world. The whole world, he's the God over everything. What do you mean he's the God of the Jews? Elokayich, your God, Tzion. Because what does the name Elokim represent? The name Elokim represents the tzimtzum. Hashem conceals himself. Hashem is hiding. So Hashem is hiding. Hashem limits himself. So in this world, everything we have is a limited expression, a limited form, a limited expression. Hashem himself is infinite. Not only infinite, he has no beginning, he has no end. So everything in this world is really, it's through, Hashem has to limit himself, so to speak, conceal himself and hide to create something that's finite and limited. So it's like, in a way, it's like a distortion. It's not true reflection of Hashem. But then there's another concept in Elokim. Elokim could also, tzimtzum could mean hiding, limiting, concealing. So you're getting a very limited picture, a very wrong picture, distorted picture of the truth. But tzimtzum could also mean concentration, to concentrate. It's like when you concentrate, but everything is present, everything is there, everything is concentrated where it's concentrated. Instead of being in an expansive form, it's condensed. But everything is there. There's nothing missing. There's nothing limited. There's nothing missing. Like it says, Hashem tzimtzem shchinasim bein badei oren. Hashem concentrated Himself between the poles of the ark. So it's not like the tzimtzum of the rest of the world. Bereshis bara Elokim. Hashem creates the whole world, heaven and earth. It's a tzimtzum. Hashem is limiting and concealing. But then you have tzimtzum shchinasim bein badei oren. Hashem concentrates Himself, but His entire self is present. His entire being is present. So Hashem concentrated Himself in the Jew, in every Jew and in the Jewish people. He's totally present. There's no limit. There's no concealment. He didn't limit Himself. On the contrary, He concentrated His entire self. And that's why a Jew, a human being, flesh and blood, in this earth, on earth, in this world, in this lifetime, is able to connect and to appreciate the deepest truth, that there is no other reality besides Hashem, the reality of Hashem. Not only is there's Hashem, and there's an axe, and Hashem is controlling the axe, and He's controlling the world, and He's running the world, and the world is not independent. But the ultimate reality, there is no other reality besides Hashem. There is nothing besides Hashem. Everything is really Hashem. There is nothing. Hashem is everything, and everything is Hashem. There is nothing else besides Hashem. The axe is Hashem. The concealment is Hashem. Everything is Hashem. There is nothing. We look at the same reality like everyone else, and we live in this reality, and we operate in this reality, and yet to us it's a whole different reality. To us everything is Hashem. We see Hashem in everything. Not only in the miraculous, in the otherworldly, in the spiritual. We see Hashem in the kosher pastrami sandwich. That's why even the bread has to be kosher. Everything. We see Hashem in everything. In the physical, in the mundane, in the day-to-day, in our daily lives, in our business, in our careers, whatever we're doing, eating, drinking, sleeping, tying our shoes, there's nothing that we don't see Hashem in. Hashem is everything. There's nothing besides Hashem. So this is unique. This is praise. This psalm, which is the praise of Hashem, this is a psalm that's unique to the Jewish people. This level of praise is something that's unique to the Jewish people. On earth, in this world, in this lifetime, this is something that only the Jew really, and Hashem is my God. Hashem is fully concentrated and is fully present in my reality. He has strengthened the bolts of your gates. He has blessed your children in your midst. So the gates, the purpose of the gates is to keep out anything negative, to protect. So this awareness, this level of awareness, this consciousness, this reality, knowing and appreciating and understanding that Hashem is everything, then there's no room for anything negative. As long as there's a self-entity, even if it's only an axe that's wielded in the hands of Hashem. What's that? There's Hashem and there's the axe. So this already could be a source for ego, for arrogance, until you totally become divorced and disconnected and become independent of Hashem. That I am in charge, and I am in control, and it's my life, and I'll live as I please, and I'll do whatever I want. So there's room for the enemy, there's room for something negative to draw on. It could become the source for something negative. But if you realize, once you realize that Hashem is my God, and Hashem is fully concentrated, and there's no limit, there's no distortion, the total truth that I can sense and I can appreciate and I can connect with the total truth of Hashem, then I'm protected. It's like a wall. I'm protected with bars and with locks. Like there's no room for the enemy to come in. There's nothing to hold on to. There's no room for ego, for arrogance. When you're permeated with this reality of Hashem, and there's no hiding and there's no concealment, when the world is elevated and the world is transformed, that the world itself is permeated with the reality of Hashem and the truth of Hashem, then I'm protected. There's no room for anything negative. And your children are blessed. Your children are blessed. Because again, we see in our children, we see the manifestation of godliness. We see eternity. We see the miracle of Hashem. You can't give what you don't have. How could you create something that will last forever? How is that even possible? You're finite, you're limited. To create something that's eternal, it's only in the power of Hashem. So by the Goyim, this doesn't exist. What connection do I have to my ancestor from 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, which according to them was a monkey? What connection do I have? Stop anyone on earth, stop anyone in the world, 8 billion people. Could they name their great-grandparent going back 800 years, 1,800 years, 3,600 years? Who cares? What connection? There's no connection. Stop any Jew in the world. Could you name your great-grandparent 3,800 years ago? Yes, on a first-name basis. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Because we are them. We are their continuation. We are their children. We are them. What they gave birth to, and giving birth to, when Abraham and Sarah gave birth to Yitzchak, they gave birth to something that's eternal, that will live on and on forever and ever and ever and ever. So your children are blessed. Your children are part of this eternity, are part of an eternal, are a link in an eternal chain that goes back all the way to Abraham and Sarah, will go on forever and ever. Because even something so natural like getting married, having children, by us it's blessed, it's godly, it's not just biological and just another act of nature, and two people love each other and they do something and then this is the result. You're participating in eternity, you're participating in something that has no end, something that's purely godly. You're part of something that's godly. So you're blessed. Your children are blessed. Godly person. Hasam gevulich shalem. He has made peace within your borders. What is the ultimate peace? Where's the conflict? The ultimate conflict, the true conflict, is conflict in heaven and earth, body and soul, faith and intellect, material and spiritual, east and west. And here we make the ultimate peace. Yerushalayim, Ir Shalem, Shalom. It's a place that makes peace. A peace between the ultimate peace resolves the conflict in heaven and earth. There is no conflict because the perspective that you have above, that Hashem is reality and we're nothing. We reconcile, and our perspective that I am something and Hashem is abstract. Here, those two perspectives are reconciled. The conflict between our point of views are completely reconciled. Because now I'm living in this world, and I'm living in a natural world, and everything is operating in a natural way, and the Torah tells me I have to operate in a natural way, and yet, if I realize that nature is Hashem, there's nothing else besides Hashem. There's no acts, Hashem is everything, there is nothing else. Hashem is the revelation, Hashem is the concealment, Hashem is everything. There is nothing else besides Hashem. Then our point of view and Hashem's point of view, the point of view from above and the point of view from below, is peace. There's peace, there's reconcile. We're on the same page. So this whole conflict between faith and intellect, science, rationality, rationalism and faith, there's no conflict because even my mind, it clicks in my mind. I get it. It clicks. I understand it. I comprehend it. I sense it. I feel it. I realize this is the reality. This is the truth. When it clicks in your mind and your consciousness and you realize it and you feel it and you understand it and it settles with you and it resonates within you, then you have peace. There's no conflict. And then he continues, then he satiates you with the finest of wheat. When you reconcile the two perspectives, heaven and earth, body and soul, and you create peace, then it translates even in material wealth. Even the material will be wealthy and abundant, because again, there can't be any conflict. There's no conflict anymore. Then you'll see tremendous blessing and success, that even your wheat, the finest of wheat, you'll be satiated with the finest of wheat. Everything will be in abundance. Everything will be luxurious. Everything will be best, the most beautiful, the richest, because your inner wealth will translate into external wealth. There's no more conflict. There's no dichotomy. There's no split. There's no separation. Once you achieve that inner peace and harmony and that inner wealth and that inner peace, it will translate that your whole life will be peaceful. Your whole life will be successful and harmonious and successful. Even there's no split between your material, your spiritual. Then he continues. He sends forth his command to the earth. His words run most swiftly. The way Hashem set up the world, we call Seder Ishtalshalos, nothing happens swiftly. There's a whole bureaucracy. There's a whole chain. To get from the top, to get to the bottom, you have to go through a whole chain of events. Every stop of the way, has to be stopped. It has to be judged. It has to be examined, which explains why, although everything is decided on Rosh Hashanah, a person won't earn 1 penny more, 1 cent more than it was decided on Rosh Hashanah. So why do I have to daven every day for parnasa, for livelihood? Everything was already decided. But the answer is because, yes, everything was decided on Rosh Hashanah, but every day, it has to, in order for that blessing to reach us, to be realized in a tangible way, it has to go through a whole chain of events. And every stop, it's stopped, it has to be examined. Are you worthy? Are you worthy for it to continue, that it should go down even in a more tangible way? And therefore, even though it was decided in Rosh Hashanah, maybe it'll get stuck. The blessing will get stuck. It'll remain in heaven, in the heavenly form, in the spiritual form. Maybe you were blessed with, you should be a billionaire. You know what? You're going to have the best davening you ever had in your life. It's like worth $1 billion. But you're not going to see a penny in your bank account because it gets stuck. You're not worthy that it should actually come down. As the blessing comes down and it makes it stop, wait a minute. You're not acting up to it today. Today you're not worthy. You're not acting in a way that the blessing, you should be worthy for the blessing, that it should manifest itself in the most literal way, in the most tangible way, in the physical way. So the blessing will remain in heaven. The health will remain in the spiritual health. The wealth will remain in the spiritual wealth. And that's not what you prayed for. You want it to be manifest. It should be manifest physically and materially. You should be materially wealthy and successful. You should be materially healthy. So every step of the way is judged. That's if you're operating in a natural way. Nature is nature. There's an axe. Of course, Hashem is the boss, and Hashem runs the world, and Hashem is in charge, Hashem is in control. That's why you're praying to Hashem. But the axe is an axe. You have to deal with nature. So if that's your perspective, and that's your point of view, and that's the dimension that you operate in, then you're limited by that. Then you're like trapped by that. And there's no shortcuts. It has to go step by step. Every step of the way, it has to stop and examine. Are you worthy to go on? Continue to the next level until finally, if you're fortunate and if you're worthy, it will reach in the most tangible way. But if you, by praising Hashem and lingering in the praise, not rushing through it, by appreciating it and getting into the praise of Hashem, and you elevate, you reveal, you access this deeper pleasure, this deeper joy, you elevate. Hallelujah, and you elevate the Lekayach. You reveal the joy within the Lekayach, you reveal that nature is not nature, it's not what it appears to be. Really, everything is Hashem. Nothing in the world happens without Hashem. There is nothing besides Hashem. All there is Hashem. There is no seed and there is no water. Everything is Hashem. The water is Hashem, and the seed is Hashem, and the ground is Hashem, and the cloud is Hashem. Everything. There's nothing besides Hashem. If that truly penetrates your consciousness and you truly clicks with you and you truly get it, then when Hashem sends His blessing, it comes rushing down. There's nothing to stop it. It can't be stopped. Because you have elevated the whole world, you have transformed the whole universe, you have transformed the whole reality. You have revealed the truth that there's no other reality besides Hashem. You are a microcosm of the world. Whatever you accomplish in your heart affects the whole world. And Elokayach, even Elokayach, the level of Elokayach. So then, now Hashem's blessings will come rushing down. And it's like you try to dam water when water is rushing so powerfully. There's nothing that could stop it. On the contrary, anything that tries to stop it, the water will smash through the dam. And the dam that formerly stopped it will now flow with the water swiftly. Everything flows swiftly. There's no dam, there's nothing that can stop the blessing. The blessing will come rushing down. And Ad Mehera Yadu Tzavari, this is what's special about the priestly blessing. The priests were given the ability, because the priests are like the spiritual connectors, they're spiritually connected. The Kohen is connected to the subconscious, is connected to the higher, the deeper levels, and they see things a little deeper, and the Kohen is able to challenge the whole underlying assumptions our whole underlying assumptions, and see reality the way, from a true perspective, from Hashem's point of view. So the Kohen has that ability to bless. What's the power of the blessing of a Kohen, the priestly blessing? It draws down these blessings that it comes rushing down, comes quickly. That's why Aaron, the the proof that Aaron was truly the chosen one was when the rod started blossoming almonds, because almonds, shkedim, are called shkedim because they rush, they grow so quickly, because this is the quality of Aaron, to show that he was the most suitable for the priesthood, that he has the ability to rush these blessings without any hindrance, without any blockages, without any stoppages. Because when you connect on a level that's beyond the Seder Shtalshelus, there's no limits.